Hello, Facebook world. Let me see.
So put it into
We are on Facebook Live waiting to get on Zoom.
Good morning, Facebook Live. Don't y'all think we're cute? You can find a... Oh my gosh. Oh my God.
Are you ready? This is just for right now. I'll go like that, and then I'll change it. Are you ready? We're nervous to get on Zoom like this because we're vain. You got your purse showing?
My hair.
Oh, she's all dressed up.
Oh my gosh, right.
Good morning.
Oh, there's Natalie.
How are y'all this morning?
Is this the sunshine day?
This is How to Not Be Vain Day.
She made me go home and change. I wasn't dressed.
As well. Got cute shades on too. So,
How do you like the shades?
I love it. I love it. You know, let us all know. Dress just it means you're human.
And my
You know?
purse. You like my purse?
That is kind of cute.
Oh, and this is her purse that I picked out for her.
Oh.
Good.
Tell me, Cam, when you're ready.
I'm admitting people.
Okay. All righty.
It is 10
TJ.
o'clock, isn't it?
There's my
Okay, let
buddy
me turn the
TJ and John.
Recording in
progress. Good
Okay,
morning.
whenever you're ready, Miss McCarty.
Okay. Well, good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about the difference between healthy pride and vanity, and being vain. And I think I told you last week, every party that we have, someone manages to sing that song to me, She's So Vain. And so I got to thinking about, am I vain? And what is the difference between healthy pride and vain? Well, what we did, Misty challenged me. There is Loretta. I hope Natalie's with. There's Loretta. Look at you. So there's Natalie. Good morning.
Good morning.
So what happened was Misty challenged me that for us to go to Goodwill and pick out an outfit for each other. So this is the outfit that Misty got for me. And be aware of the flower in the hair, the rose. She got the shades, the scarf, the purse, and look at her. She's not wearing her snake boots. They happen to be in the other car. But anyway, we had more fun picking these out, and I've got to take these off. But anyway, you know, there's a what they call Rule 62 in the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous. It says, don't take yourself so serious. So we're not taking ourselves very serious this morning. But I did want to talk about healthy pride and what healthy pride is, what humility is, and what being vain is. So y'all are probably not vain, but I see some women on here that I know real well, and I think they are vain. But anyway, let's talk about it. So see, it took some courage to wear that. And I'll tell you, we were going to wear them last Tuesday all day when we go out. But we did take some other clothes. And we only made it through one store. I was so embarrassed anyway. So that's being vain. And, I'd hide behind the basket, I'd hide behind counters. And people weren't watching me. That is self-centeredness. But anyway, we've had fun doing this little experiment, and we both failed the test. We were both vain. Misty was the same way. She didn't want to be seen in those snake boots up to her knees. And so let's talk about what the difference is between humility and healthy pride and being vain. So, humility, just in the short form, humility is knowing that there is a God and it's not you and it's not me. Humility is just knowing yourself, knowing who you are, that you're not way up there or way down in the gutter, that you are who you are. Humility. And, now humility, it's not about low self-esteem. It is about healthy self-esteem. It's about being more God-like. Now, we're not going to ever be like God, but we strive for those qualities. So, we just had some people to join us, and I want to tell you, I don't normally wear bows in my hair or flowers, but this is an experiment that Misty and I did. We challenged each other to go to Goodwill and pick each other out an outfit and then wear it. So here I am. So that's what the bow's about, or the rose. And any of you women or men that want it, let me know and I'll mail it to you. So talking about humility. Humility is short form is of God, and knowing that there is a God and that it's not us. It's a modest sense of your own worth. It's just knowing who you are and knowing the God of your understanding. That's what that's what humility is. Now, pride is, there's two sides of pride. And in step 6 and 7, step 6 points out what the character defects are. And, what pride, healthy pride is, the godlike pride, the opposite of pride is humility. But healthy pride is taking pride in a job well done, taking pride in keeping your house clean and in order, your car clean, and, taking care of your kids. That's healthy pride. But now we can get that overdeveloped pride where we're way up there thinking that we're, more than what we really are. There used to be a man I used to go to meetings with, and every time he'd be at a meeting, he would say, I don't think very highly of myself, but I'm always on my mind. That is what unhealthy pride is. I don't think very highly of myself, but I'm always on my mind. Now, isn't that an addict? Most addicts are, the nature of the disease is self-centeredness. Self-centeredness is our problem. And so we can, that self-centeredness, I know when I did my first, 4th and 5th step and worked, and this has been many years ago, and I had such low self-esteem. I couldn't talk to anybody, couldn't look anybody in the eye. I was so shy, so bashful. And so, in working with my sponsor on those character defects, she mentioned something about self-esteem. I said, I just have, no, I don't have healthy self-esteem. I'm not self-centered. She mentioned self-centered. And I just kept on and on. No, I am not self-centered. I have low self-esteem. I don't think, no. And she said, kind of like the man I mentioned, she said, but who are you always thinking about? When we're thinking about ourselves, when we're thinking about ourselves real highly or putting ourselves down, we're still thinking about ourselves. That is self-centeredness. And so those two coins, and two sides of the coin of pride is having, taking pride in a job well done, healthy pride. But then that overdeveloped pride is thinking we know more than anyone else. You go into work and, maybe you're a supervisor and you tell one of your people that you're over to do something and they don't do it just exactly the way you want to do it. Then you get very angry and you think you're something, you're all of that and something else. Is that overdeveloped pride. It's like, don't you know who I am? I am your supervisor. They may be supervisor of McDonald's or, something like that, but still they have that overdeveloped pride and they can have an arrogance about them. And you can turn on TV any time, the day or night, and watch politicians talk about themselves, and they do have to have some healthy pride in order to run for office. But some of them have got such overdeveloped pride, they have that one-upment, they always want to be up there. So healthy pride is being healthy mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and so we strive to have healthy pride, but the opposite of false pride is humility. That is the opposite of false pride. So now let's talk a little bit about vain. Vain, and I've looked up this definition, and I fit it. I absolutely fit it. I'm honest, being vain is wanting to look good at all times. And I've got two women I'm facing, Loretta and Natalie. They'll understand what I'm talking about. It is about wanting to look good at all times. That's what being vain is. And there's Brittany, she understands that too. And there's Gina. I'm calling some of you out. Y'all belong to the same club that I belong to, that, want to look nice and being vain. And mine started at a very early age. I remember we lived 165 miles west of here. We lived in Odessa, and this is Abilene, where we live. And my mom and dad, my sister, would come down here for my dad to go to the doctor. Well, it was hot summertime, or not real hot, but anyway, Mother stayed in the car with my sister and I, and my dad went into the doctor's office. And so she had had some little dresses hung up for us to wear when we got to my grandmother's. We were going on to her house. And, we were hot and sweaty, and I had these beads on my neck, where I had little kids will sweat, and kind of dirt will kind of accumulate, and it just looks like you have on a dirt necklace or something. Anyway, because that was back before air-conditioned cars, too. And anyway, there was a little bitty cafe across the street, and we were going to go over there. Mother wanted to go over there, and we were going to get something to drink. And the car had that, I'm old, and so there was a separation, just a pole there between the front seat and the back seat. And I remember wanting to put on one of those dresses, those starched and ironed dresses. And Mother said, no, wear your shorts. And I said, no, I want to wear the dress, wear the shorts. Right? No, wear the dress, shorts, dress. And I was holding on for dear life to that pole. And I wouldn't turn loose. I would not, because I didn't think I looked good, and I wasn't going into that cafe. It wasn't a restaurant. It was a little low, short-order cafe. And I wasn't going in there without putting on that dress. And then I made her wipe that sweat stuff off of my neck. I remember it like it was yesterday. And then I made her comb my hair. That is being vain, people. And really, by that time, I wasn't overweight. The weight didn't start until a year after that. But I was, so I've been vain all my life. And even with the weight gain, as I started overeating and gained weight, I remember 15 years old, I weighed about 230. And But I have always been very meticulous about neatness. And, it is hard to be 15 at any size, but let alone an obese teenager. And I worked at this theater, and you couldn't buy clothes off the rack. At that time, the largest size was 18, and I couldn't get it in 18, so I'd have to buy material, get a woman to make me dresses. But anyway, one day, in my memory, now this was the best theater in Odessa, Texas. And so one day, the boss, the owner, asked me into her office. And I just thought I was in so much trouble or something. Well, I was 15 years old. Well, one thing, she made me manager of the snack bar. I was also already a work addict at 15. Really, I probably wasn't even old enough to work, but anyway, I probably lied about my age. But so she said, Tennie, I just want to tell you, you are one of the cleanest, neatest, most best dressed fat girls I have ever seen. I wanted to choke that woman to death. She said I was neat and clean and that I was well dressed for a fat girl. So, she could have left that off. But anyway, I hated her guts after that forever and always. But even then, even when I was overweight, even when I ate myself up to 287 pounds, I was worried about how I looked. And so lookism is a lot about being vain. And I may be just preaching to myself. None of y'all may have that at all, but I want to talk about it. And it's not only about wanting to, now I don't have this really real bad. I just have it a little bit. It is about wanting to look nice at all times, but then you want other people to compliment you. So that is about you get your good feelings about yourself outside yourself. That's what vanity is getting your good feelings about yourself outside yourself. Yeah, it's one thing to want to look nice, but it's another, you want other people to tell you. And we kind of feed off of that. So I think it's okay, absolutely, to look good, but when it is the central part of your life, it's probably not. And it really isn't mine. But if my kids were on here, they would probably say that it is. I was out, already had this costume on or whatever it is, and I was out front a while ago sweeping off the front sidewalk at my house, and Kim passed by and she did a double take and she said, why in the world do you have that on? What are you doing? And she said, you're not going to wear that to do Tennie Talks, are you? And I told her the story, and she said, well, you're brave to wear that flower, and it's a rose in my hair. So one of the things we decided to do is to just have a little fun, and I will tell you, we had fun going there to, what was
Goodwill.
it? Goodwill. We spent probably an hour there going through the clothes. She went one way and I went the other, picking out outfits for the other one. We had a lot of fun about it. And then when we got to showing each other, we could, what we got, we met at the back of the store. Anyway, people were laughing and talking. They had as much fun watching us do it as we have doing it. But I was really particular about what she picked me out. I could do this. This dress is not all that bad. But some of the things that she'd picked out for me, I don't know that I could have wore. I am vain. I could have worn, but just here in the house. So, I mentioned it a while ago about in the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous. And there's a story in there about they were building an AA center, and it was going to be fabulous. Let people come and be there in the AA center. And but then they decided, a bunch of addicts getting together, they wear something completely out. So they had meeting after meeting after meeting to decide about the rules they were going to have. in this AA center. They don't do this, don't do this, stop that. I mean, rule after rule after rule after rule. And so they decided they needed to send that list and their plans into World Service for approval. And the head or whoever was there, chairman at the time of World Service, sent them back a letter. And they had 61 rules. And they sent them back a letter and said, put down Rule 62, don't take yourself so serious. And my friend Jeff there, that is pretty much a lot of what Jeff lives by. Is that true, Jeff? Don't take yourself so serious.
Oh, you're darn right it is, Tennie.
And I enjoy watching him come out and visit with the clients, and I don't know that he pulls pranks, but he does enjoy life, and he enjoys a good joke, and he enjoys making other people laugh. And it is about, we don't need to take ourselves so serious. And I'm making a pledge, I don't need to worry so much about how I look. I mean, that is a character defect of mine. I'm being honest, and all of my people surrounding me say I'm vain anyway. So, and I'm going to work on that. I don't know how I will work on it, but there's been very, very few people that's ever seen me without any red lipstick on and my hair combed and looking nice. And most of us probably are like that. But anyway, I want us to talk about, do y'all have anything about the difference between humility and pride? And then, that over-exaggerated pride turns to being vain. Do y'all have any vainness? Do you live in humility? Do you know when you're not living in humility? I went yesterday, talk about some humility, and I'm not throwing bouquets at myself, but from a recovering rager. I had the test of all tests yesterday. In the summertime, spring and summer, Misty and I will go, on Tuesdays, we go by Lowe's, because they put all of their flowers, their, potting plants, on half price, just really, really cheap. They put them on Tuesday. And some of them, they're good. There's not a thing wrong with them. So we go by there and we look and see if there's anything that we need. And so because of the freeze, I lost over 200 plants. And so little by slow, I'm replacing them. But anyway, we went to Lowe's yesterday, and I got one of those flatbed, big old things, to basket. It's not a basket, it's just one of those things you pull, and you can put lots of flowers on that. Well, I've got bad shoulders, and I couldn't hardly pull the thing, and I kept thinking, this dog doesn't want to lead. I mean, I tried to push it one way and it wouldn't go, and I tried to pull it and it wouldn't go. And then I got it overloaded. I got it so full. And by the time we got up to the cash register to check out, there was a long line, and we waited and we waited and waited and waited, and finally got up there. But before I got up there, there was some people that came out of the main part of Lowe's, and they started, this girl said, what's the last four digits of your telephone number? And what they did, they were going to start putting the numbers in and of all those plants so the checker could have it. It would be cheaper. But anyway, I got up there to pay for these half-price plants, half price and below, and the ticket was over $300, about $340. And I said, that is not right. And what they did, they didn't give me the sales price. Well, you have to leave and go all the way down to Lowe's to the service center, to the service part. So I had to push that thing all the way down there, push it in the door, 2 doors, get it in there. And I wanted to be mad at somebody. I wanted to blow up. Just for a second, I was tired, and it irritated me. But I'll tell you, God removed that rage from me 22 years ago. And I can get angry, but I don't rage. And I'll tell you, this young woman that waited on me, she was absolutely a jewel. She was an angel. It was like God said, okay, I want to make this easy for you, Tennie. Anyway, she was the sweetest thing. And see, I would have missed meeting her if they hadn't charged me in the up front. And it took a lot of her time, and it ran into her break time. And she said, "No, I'm going to stay here and finish this." She had to put all of those in the computer, and then take everything off, and then Anyway, it took her a long time. And while I was standing there, and I have this bad shoulder, two bad shoulders, the man behind me had a big bunch of stuff, and I didn't notice it, but he hit me from the back on my shoulder, and I screamed, scared everybody to death. And she just was going to insist on calling the manager. She thought I was hurt. I said it hurts, but it is a permanent hurt. I mean, he didn't do it. It just, anyway. I just want to say there's still a lot of nice people in the world, and I am so grateful this morning that I had a little bit of humility when they overcharged me, and that I didn't have to show my rear end and rage at that checker, rage at that girl that checked me out, all of that, overcharged me, and I don't have any amends to make. I can go back in there later on today, maybe get some more flowers, who knows? But I don't have to go make amends. Now that is what people like you taught me, people in the program, going to the program taught me, to have some humility. And, I probably had a right to be angry, but our rights, what difference does it make at the end of the day? Today I can feel good about myself, and I can feel good about Yolanda. Is that how you pronounce it? Yolanda. We got her name, and I asked her, anyway, she gave me a thing where I could fill out about the service. And so Misty helped me do that because I wanted her boss to know how nice she was. So that's my talk about humility and healthy pride, overdeveloped pride, and then vain. I think being vain is an extreme of overdeveloped pride. And like I said, I admit it, I have some of it. I probably will not start, going around sloppy. I will probably not ever stop liking clothes and makeup, knowing me, I won't. But I hope that I won't. And really, I don't do this. I don't look for other people to make me feel good. I don't. But all of us, I don't care who we are, it is nice sometimes to hear a compliment. And then it's nice to compliment others. So that's what I have. What do y'all have about humility, about being vain? Who would like to start? Anyone would like? Jeff, why don't you start and talk about how not to take yourself so serious, Rule 62.